I think it was absolutely ludicrous that something like the Gareth Brooks fiasco could be allowed to happen. It was an important event from a tourist point of view. My only interest in it as the opposition spokesperson on tourism was to see Ireland being, having a negative image around the world, where here was a fun event. It mightn't have been, his genre of music mightn't have been everybody's cup of tea. So be it. It sold out 5 concerts. It was an injection of positivity into the capital city at a time when they certainly needed it. There was going to be, I think, about 70,000 people coming into Ireland to purchase, who were buying tickets from outside state. A significant tourism event, and we managed to beat ourselves over the backs on a planning decision that quite frankly I think shouldn't have been allowed to happen. For sure there were issues with the local residents. I would have thought they could have been ironed out, but everybody, said a lot about it at the time, and then the government went back into its
But should the government have even got involved in that? Should it have even entered the political spectrum? But
it was legislation that prevented it happening. It was the planning laws as they existed, and the archaic way that they exist, which this licensing regime where you can't apply for a license too early, you've got to sell your tickets first and then apply for the license. Madness. So of course it should have been streamlined. Of course the promoters should never have been in a situation where they had tickets on sale and weren't sure whether or not they'd get a license to host that event. From a tourism point of view, I think it was a disaster. I think it was damaged. It damaged the image of Ireland abroad, and that was my only interest in it.
Do you don't think it damaged the image of Ireland abroad from the point of view that why is Ireland going nuts about this whole thing, about Gareth Brooks? Why is the Taoiseach having to intervene in these matters? Why is the Mexican ambassador being talked about as someone who needed to intervene?
But I mean, let's be honest with you, 400,000 people had tickets bought. That's a big event. That's a lot of Irish people having an opinion. And I would have thought it would have been highly unusual if the political process and the political system didn't comment on that, considering that the management, if you want, of the issuance of licence derives from legislation. And I think, we often wonder why people disengage from politics. And I think when they see their politicians bury their heads in the sand about an issue that's relevant to them, it further copper fastens in the minds of many that these people really don't care about the ordinary people of Ireland. 400,000 people, tickets bought, looking forward to it for whatever event. It was a social event from them, and it doesn't happen. And they're left scratching their heads. Why is that? What's going on? What kind of an operation goes on in the Dáil? Why can't these people get their act together, resolve whatever outstanding issues are there with the residents, and let the damn thing go ahead? I think we were the laughingstock of a whole lot of Ireland, and I think a wider audience as well. And I think the fact that the Minister for the Environment at the time promised to bring forward legislation to streamline the whole licensing issue, and he's still sitting on his hands on it, further proves that once the event is over we forget about it and we go back to what we were doing before.
Do you think then, let me put this to you, do you think there's a certain sense of snobbery amongst, say, maybe the Dublin media classes and people who wouldn't necessarily be fans of Gareth Brooks to kind of laugh at all of this?
There may be.
It's absolutely ridiculous that people like yourself are getting involved.
Well, I know I got a bit of a slagging about it, and hey, I've got a thick skin. It doesn't bother me. But I think Finian McGrath, a colleague in the Dáil, put it really well when I think it was one of the Labour Party tended to sneer down their nose at it when we raised it again on the order of business or something, and he said, if it was Leonard Cohen, you guys would be up in arms. And I think that captures what you're saying in terms of the snobbery versus what's often referred to as the Country and Western Alliance. But at the end of the day,
yourself as a member of the Country and Western?
Well, I'm proud of the fact that I was born and raised in the west of Ireland, but I don't think you can define people by the genre of music that they follow or listen to, or that that somebody is any better because, or any worse because they pick a particular style of music. I think what it's about is recognising everybody's ability to seek what entertainment as they so wish. And I think there was an element of snobbery among some, but so be it.
Okay, all right.